Hello and welcome to Arts in the City. I'm Carol Ann Riddell. We are coming to you today from Flushing Town Hall. There's a global music mashup series going on here that you will not want to miss, and we'll get to that a little bit later in the show. But first, Stefan Rembel is recognized as one of the world's finest guitar players, and we recently spoke with him about his musical career. Mike Gilliam has more.
When it comes to the guitar, Django Reinhardt's music has inspired a lot of musicians, including Stefan Rembel. Now, Rembel's music goes beyond just brilliant playing. He's also involved in arts and the movies, and soon he'll be performing here at Town Hall. Rembel moved to the U.S. from France 20 years ago. He composed the theme song for Woody Allen's 2011 film, Midnight in Paris.
About 9 a.m., I received a call from Woody Allen's producer, and she said, Stefan, we would like you to compose a waltz, a traditional waltz, a Parisian waltz, that would capture the soul of Paris. That first phrase came to me like almost right away. I was like, okay. I just played and I was like, that's the phrase. I don't know, they just came like that.
No surprise Stefan was asked to write the music. He's one of the world's finest when it comes to playing the style of guitar pioneered by Django Reinhardt.
Django Reinhardt is to guitar what Bach is to the keyboard. Django has created all the foundation for modern guitar. Everything is in there. And it's an endless well of beauty and wisdom. Django is like a mirror of the soul. So if you encounter Django, you're gonna see Django a certain way at 20, and a different way at 25, and a different way at 30. Like as you age and you practice and you get into it, something new springs.
Stefan launched his recording career in 2005, and he mixes things up sometimes, recording solo or with a full band.
It's a very eclectic repertoire that we have. Sometimes we play a lot of Django, sometimes we play only my compositions, sometimes a bit of both. It really depends on the show, it depends on the period. And the music allows a lot of space for everyone to express themselves. And we all play for each other. The Django Experiment is an ongoing series. Every year, we go to the studio and we cut a new Django Experiment record. We try to go from the very Django thing with like some waltzes and kind of traditional to what we do in New York, you know, with the band. So we push the envelope and we bring some crazy energies in it, some of the New York voodoo.
But the major event of the year for Stefan is right around the corner. It's called Django A Go-Go.
It's a tribute to Django Reinhardt. I started in 2004, very small, and then it grew and grew. We put it on tour and all. And the current formula, which is probably the final formula, is a week-long guitar camp for 30 students and concerts every night. The goal is to bring some of the greatest players in that style, but from all over the world, like from Holland, from France. They come to United States to play this show, and I want to bring only like people who are headliners. Any of these artists are a headliner, but here there are like 5 or 6 headliners.
Now, if the music caught your ear, you can hear much more of it here at Town Hall on April 27th when they host Django A Go-Go. I'm Mike Gilliam for Arts in the City.
Next up, a very precise form of art you can wear on your fingers. Tina Beth Pina explains.
I feel so fabulous with these nails. Like, as soon as I step out of here, somebody's gonna mention them. They're gonna be like, oh my goodness, where did you get those done? And I'm always like, Jenny at Nails on 7th.
Jenny Bowie, aka the Queen of Bling, is the owner of Jenny Spa in the Bronx and Nails on 7th Avenue in Harlem. And she is the go-to luxury nail artist in the city.
I've been doing this for a long time, and all my customers, they're in love with my nails. A lot of order can do, but it don't last. I create the bling. It lasts so long. It lasts like 3 to 5 weeks, sometimes 2 months. Sometimes my customer come like 2 months and a half, and my customer come from all over the world.
Her most famous client is Grammy Award-winning artist Cardi B, and having nails like Cardi is more affordable than you think.
You have to ask the customer what is their budget and how they can afford to pay. You cannot charge everybody the same price. For me, don't judge people like you poor, you rich, or you celebrity. I take everybody because I want to give everybody a chance to try me.
Jenny's most requested shapes are stiletto and coffin styles. And believe it or not, she's a self-taught nail artist. Was it easy to be self-taught? You learned how to do nails on your own.
It's hard. I learning until my hand all bleeding because I have to use a machine over and over every day, practice on your own hand. Because back then nobody teach you how to do nail and you have to learn yourself. So you have a starry hand, you have to pay attention. The gel or the glue don't hit the bling because the gel and the glue hit the bling and the bling is not shine no more.
Jenny also teaches nail art classes in the city, so you too can learn how to get your own bling on.
And every time I teach, they learn so much and they love it. I'm not like some of the nail artists. They teach, they charge people so much money and they teach only like 2-3 designs. Me, I teach, I want to show them all my design.
So whether it's taking a class or coming to one of her salons, the Queen of Bling reigns supreme.
I feel so good. Like, I feel it's not because the money. I feel like whenever they come to me, I make them so happy. Some of the customers cry. Some of the customers, oh my God, Jenny, I cannot believe I have nail like this in my life.
For Arts in the City, I'm Tina Beth Pina.
We've got a very special booklet for you. Isaac Mizrahi, the legendary designer and style icon, is out with a remarkable new memoir full of candid details about his childhood, career, and life in the fashion fast lane. Isaac, it is beyond a thrill for me to meet you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Thank you. Thank you for your interest.
Well, let's start where you start in the book, which is your childhood. You grew up in Brooklyn in an Orthodox Jewish family. What was that like for you as a boy?
My earliest years were very hard. It was a bad formative experience. And of course, there were wonderful things about it, like the family that I loved so much, and they were supportive, but also there was this religious structure around it that forbade certain things, like homosexuality, like even art to a great extent. And then I went from yeshiva, weirdly, so luckily, at the age of 13, when I graduated that 8th grade, I went straight to Performing Arts High School.
Where, as you say, you found your people.
And I found my people, and I was taught a kind of optimism by that circumstance. I know there are kids out there who have hard surroundings that feel wrong to them, and they struggle with sexuality or gender identity or any number of things. And I wish that they were resilient. I want them to feel sort of inspired by this book. I really do.
Your father, Isaac, you talk about him in the book, and you say that despite how much you loved him, you couldn't really live your life fully until after he died because you couldn't really live as an openly gay man while he was alive.
Yes.
Is that something that you regret at all, that you feel at peace with?
I don't regret it. You know, when I came out to my mom, which I did at the age of 18, right? Or 17 and a half, and she, you know, she cried and she carried on and we had a conversation and this and that. And then she said, don't tell your father, right? And I thought, wait a second now, you know, and I was seeing a shrink at the time. He was this very progressive guy, and he listened and he listened and he listened. And finally, at the end of the session, he's like, yeah, don't tell your father. And I was like, wow, you know, between my mother and the shrink, I'm off the hook. And I felt deeply in my heart that I couldn't tell him. It's not cowardice that kept me from doing it. It was like a sensitivity that I felt. It was a responsibility that I felt.
Almost out of love for him?
Almost,
in a way?
no, totally out of love for him.
Tell us a little bit about your mom in terms of being a fashion inspiration for you.
One of the major forms of her expression took place in the fashion thing, right? And in this kind of crazy style that she had, you know? She wore men's pajamas to the beach. I always remembered that as something so chic over a swimsuit.
I love that.
Me too, right? You know, she wore dresses back to front all the time.
That is genius, though.
It's genius.
Target, you were really ahead of your time with that, making fashion affordable. Why was that so important to you?
You know, it was making fashion affordable, but even more than that, I think, it was broadening the definition of, to me, of the word fashion. You know, it was taking it away from this exclusionary thing where only like tall, thin blondes could appreciate it.
Right.
You know, that was like one of the first times I could ever afford to make all sizes, you know, because when you make designer clothes, it doesn't make sense to make the sizes because it's too expensive to grade the patterns, and you see what I mean? But when you're doing this massive thing, everybody wants it, you know, and that is thrilling to me. So you see what I mean culturally? It wasn't just cheap clothes, it was also like democratizing it.
Can I ask you, just sort of self-interested, but I know other women would want to know, is there one thing all of us should have in our closet, regardless of age or size?
You know what I think? And I swear
Yes.
to God, this is an important thing. I think everybody needs a dressy, flat shoe for evening.
Okay,
Right?
great answer.
Seriously, because how many times can you go to the heels and like, every once in a while you got to give yourself a break?
You do.
And also, I think a flat is so chic. You know, it's not easy. Writing is, I think, the hardest thing I've ever done. The hardest thing
Really?
I've ever done.
Of all the things that you've done.
Yes, absolutely. When you're writing and you have to look at something that's, it's this void that you're filling by yourself, that is pretty terrifying.
A last question for you. We always ask this of writers. Do you have any funny or interesting quirks, habits, anything when you write, the process of writing yourself?
Can I tell you the truth?
Yes.
I would literally stop the process and get in the car and go to Loaves and Fishes and buy a package of cookies and come back. I can't go on. I have to have cookies. I'm not kidding, these chocolate chip cookies. Literally, I would stop things to go and get food to accompany me through these hours of writing. But I put on weight, and I'm like trying to take it. I'm still. It's like having a baby. You know, you have to get your figure back after you hand the
write a
book
book.
in. Yeah, exactly.
Isaac, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate all
It's
of
a
this
pleasure,
today.
really. Thank you. Love meeting you.
Laurel and Hardy made movie history as the groundbreaking comedy team that had audiences roaring. The new film Stan and Ollie takes a deep dive into their famous partnership, and Neil Rosen spoke with the stars of the film.
Laurel and Hardy were perhaps the most famous comedy duo in movie history.
Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into.
Their heyday was the 1930s, where they not only were the toast of Hollywood, but also made the entire world laugh. Now, a new film called Stan and Ollie looks at their later years, a farewell tour of the UK that the pair reluctantly embarked on in the 1950s to help resurrect their now faded careers.
Pretty empty last night. I guess people just don't want to see Laurel and Hardy anymore.
John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan play the iconic duo.
What's the matter?
My head hurts.
I'll get a doctor.
Everybody knows Laurel and Hardy, so are you apprehensive taking on these roles, and how do you get this down? I mean, if you don't do it right, it's like, oh, that's not Oliver Hardy, that's not Stan Laurel.
Right, those are the stakes, very high stakes, because they're so well known. At least their on-screen personas are very well known, and there are a couple moments in the film. We do the Way Out West dance, and we do the Lonesome Pine song.
In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine.
But other than those two, we didn't really try to recreate exactly what they did. We focused on a period of their life where, most people don't know anything about these tours or what their personal relationship was like. So it gave us a little bit of artistic license and room to move. And yeah, people have been really responding to the emotional truth of the performance.
I loved us. You loved Laurel and Hardy, but you never loved me.
Did you have to really study these guys? I mean, like the voice, the gestures. I mean,
sure. We did a lot of research, and we sort of buried ourselves in that. Not only the movies, of course, which are there, but there was a lot of letters that Stanley had written. Stan Laurel used to live in Santa Monica, and people would call him up on the phone and ask him questions, and he would talk to anyone who called about Laurel and Hardy. And some people recorded those phone calls, and I was able to listen to those, and that was a good part of the research.
So does being buried under like all that makeup and prosthetics, and you look at yourself and you actually look like these iconic characters, does that help the performance? Or is it weird to just, you're wearing a fat suit and all that stuff?
Yeah, the prosthetic, it does help the performance, the exterior that's put on you, but what it really does is gives you the confidence to continue the actual work of playing the character, where you find out who the people were and what their motivations, what their psychological makeup was. But getting that makeup and the costume right really gives you operate from a place of confidence, because you think like, well, at least I look like the guy.
Yeah, we were a little anxious at the start because we didn't want makeup that was too obvious or distracting, and we both of us kind of anti-makeup until we did a test and it worked out, and we thought, oh, this is pretty good, we can work with this.
Was it scary to like take these guys on? I mean, again, because they're so well known.
It was scary, but every time I got nervous or worried about whether we were pulling it off or whether I was tired or uncomfortable, I would just say to myself, it's for Oliver, it's for Oliver, it's for Oliver. It gave me a higher kind of calling than just an ordinary role. It was,
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think for John and me, this is a kind of love letter to Laurel and Hardy, and for me personally, it's a kind of a salute to the craft and the work of Stan Laurel.
I'll miss us when we're gone. So will you.
With John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan, for Arts in the City, I'm Neil Rosen.
Now we head to Brooklyn, where Craig Thompson introduces us to artist Mike Perry. His work is a visual explosion of color, and you might just recognize it from Comedy Central.
Broad City is a show on Comedy Central about two young New York women navigating the vibrant and surreal world of city life.
I've been working with Broad City since season 1. They brought me on to figure out the language of the show, the graphic language of the show, specifically how these titles, how the show enters into the world. So we basically just do these really like abstract, colorful, explosive kind of 7-second titles. And each episode has a completely new title. Going into season 5, which is what we're in right now. By the time we're done, it'll be 50, and that's just crazy. For Broad City, it started out as just a simple title treatment, and then it turned into a title treatment for each episode. And then that turned into, how do we use that language to do advertising? How do we fulfill the full breadth of the show with this language? And that turned into making typefaces, and I made custom boxing gloves for them. Really, it's this adventure of like, who knows where you're gonna go, but the fun part is just making along the way.
And Mike Perry's art goes beyond the TV screen. He is a full-time artist.
We do animation, we do sculptures, we do environmental installations, we make products from like fashion-y things, and then we make like patterns, branding, we screen print stuff, we paint things, we make drawings. It's like a playground.
Mike's calling card is his use of bright, vibrant colors. It's something that clients now ask for.
It is something that people often comment about. I feel very connected to it. The benefit of my client work at this point is often they want me to have my point of view in the piece. This next piece was a really interesting project because they started off with, all we have is we want to make a poster, we need to use this information, that's it. And so it's like taking that basic information and trying to package it into a visual concept that like makes people excited, makes people intrigued about like the universe. We end up basically, you know, just kind of like going on this like creative adventure that involves just a vast breadth of things.
And it's impossible for Mike to do everything on his own. As an art entrepreneur, he relies on his small team of collaborators.
I like it to be collaborative. I mean, I think that there's like an overall studio aesthetic and kind of energy that I try really hard to set. And then from there, it's like a playground to solve problems. Jay does 3D, Isam does 4D. You know, like all of a sudden we can like creatively think about the universe or the work we're making in any dimension. I'm like on my 13th year in my practice, and over those years I've gone from working in my apartment with my wife and like having our little desks to renting a studio with a bunch of friends and having a bunch of people in there, and into this space where it's like now it's me and the team. The decision to offer the first person the job was crazy because it's like I'm an artist, like I'm running this little space, like what is that? Sounds like too much responsibility, and then boom, you do it, and now you have, you know, Jay, who's behind this wall over here. He's been working with me for almost 9 years now, and how grateful I am to be able to make enough money to support other artists. Like to me, that's like the most beautiful thing to do, and to like not just support them, but actually give them a place to thrive.
You can catch Mike Perry's animations on Broad City, which is currently airing on Comedy Central. For Arts in the City, I'm Craig Thompson.
If you've ever wondered where the lavish costumes on Broadway come from, our next story has some answers. Andrew Falzone went behind the curtain to a Queen's costume shop.
Sometimes, you know, you're on the subway on the way to work and it's like, oh, there's that Scar costume that I spend all my days laboring on.
Cora Levin has worked her way through different shops in Manhattan's niche costume industry. For the past 5 years, she's been working at Parson Mears, currently firsthand to the shop's owner, a job that couldn't be any more hands-on.
So I pin it together and I hand it to her and she sews it and then she gives it back to me and I take it to the ironing table and press it.
Rolls of fabric fill racks stacked to the ceiling on one side of the shop, and on the other, threads in every color you can imagine. Those are just some of the tools of the trade at a place where everything is created from scratch. The shop owner is Sally Ann Parsons, who also worked her way through the costume world in New York City. She learned the craft from the late Willa Kim and was later given an unanticipated opportunity by the late Ray Diffin.
And then I kind of got into running a business because he decided to go do something else. And he said, oh, here, take over my business. Well, my husband and I knew nothing. I mean, nothing about running a business. So I kind of learned on the job.
But that didn't stop Sally Ann and husband James Mears from growing the shop into a thriving business. In 2016, she received a Tony honor for excellence in the theater. Opened in 1980, the shop has helped bring to life some of the best-known shows in Broadway history.
Well, we're the shop that Cats built, because that was actually our first big show. We did Starlight Express. We still work on Phantom of the Opera. Obviously, we work on many productions of Lion King at the moment. We work on Aladdin, which is open now. We work on Hamilton. We're constantly making parchment-colored things for Hamilton.
The shop is a menagerie of costume creations. When we visited, we saw these leather pieces being hand-cut for the actor playing Scar in The Lion King, and this outfit custom-made for Rafiki in The Lion King. Regardless of the client, every project starts out with the same questions.
Imagine what you would have to do to make this costume. Like, what is it made out of? What will we have to buy? How much will that cost? How many hours do you think it would take to do it? And actually, we're a very labor-intensive kind of business, so it's actually the hours that it takes to make it that is the crucial factor.
We found Cora hard at work on this large green and orange torso piece that would help transform a human into living landscape in The Lion King. You can't imagine how long it takes to complete.
Hundreds of hours. I mean, there are 3 of them. Hundreds of hours for 3. But yeah, I mean, this, obviously you can see all this time I've spent just pinning it, and then someone has to go to a sewing machine and sew down all these places that I'm pinning. And then there's more handwork to do it. So yeah, some of these costumes are very involved.
So the next time you see a Broadway costume, that outfit may have gotten its start at a costume shop in Long Island City. I'm Andrew Falzone for Arts in the City.
And that is our show for today. Thanks so much for watching. You can find more information on all the stories we featured on our website. And remember, we're online whenever you need your New York City arts and culture fix. I'm Carol Ann Riddell. See you next time on Arts in the City.